Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for episode 9 of Wits and Brains. And I'm an 80s baby. And with, the 80s and the early 90s came all kinds of good music, in my opinion. For example, Baby Got Back by Sir Mix-a-Lot. And with that being said, today's episode is I don't like big butts and I cannot lie. So, first, we're going to start this off
Oh my
with a
God,
great
Becky,
song.
look at her butt.
It
Is
is
so
so
big.
big.
It
She
looks
looks
like
like
one
one
of
of
those
those rap
rap guys'
guys'
girlfriends.
girlfriends.
But,
Who
who
understands
understands
those
those
rap
rap
guys?
guys? They only talk to her because
Because
she
she
looks
looks like
like
a
a
total
total
bee.
prostitute. I mean, her butt is so
All right,
big.
you ready? Let's get this party started.
The ground is out there. Bro, look.
Hey, Catherine, I like
Yes.
big butts, but I cannot lie. My other one's can't deny.
That's right.
So, Sir Mix-a-Lot likes big butts. We do not like big butts. So,
We do not. We do
Catherine,
not.
why don't you like big butts?
I don't like excuses. Hate excuses. But people like to give them, right?
Yes.
That's right.
So if you give a lot of excuses, you have a big butt, and we don't like it.
That's right. We don't like it and we're not putting up with it. We can't put up with our own big butts. And we're sure as hell not going to put up with everybody else's big butts.
Yes.
So there you go.
So what are some of the biggest excuses you hear from your clients? I can't wait to hear this.
Oh my goodness. I have heard that they are too fat to get a promotion. I have heard that they're going to blame, like a relative. They're going to blame a relative from 1932 that made their life so bad. Stop it.
Okay.
Stop it. We are current. We are empowered. We have things available to us nowadays that the world didn't have so long ago. Here we are. Here we are having a podcast and we're not even next to each other. Like things like that. So if you want to do it, get off your gray big butt. I don't know why I keep doing
Great
that.
big butt.
Your a big old butt and throw it away because we hate it. Real business people are not going to listen to your big butt. There you go. What about you, Casey?
So, for me, it's I don't like to be seen. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want people to know what's going on with me. I don't want to have a picture of me out there. And I tell people all the time, like, there's a difference. And I think I've mentioned this before in a previous episode, but there's a difference in having me syndrome and being seen. Like, don't be arrogant about it, but you're in business. You have to be seen.
Yes. Yes. You know what? These excuses, I think there's like a crazy statistic that most people give like 6 a day. So I was just now like kind of going through my head, have I already given an excuse this morning? I probably have. And now I'm like all pissed off at myself because I'm like, you know what? You know, I think I just told you I was having trouble with my earrings and like, okay.
Better tone that booty down and get rid of those excuses.
Get that booty in shape. Stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another excuse I hear a lot of is I don't have time.
Oh, please. Please. First of all, if you're an entrepreneur, you're never going to catch up anyway. So give it up, honey.
Yeah,
Because,
that's the truth.
or I'm too tired, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. You know what? That person that you're saying that to may be taking your next client because they're obviously going to work and they don't have a big booty.
Yeah.
They're giving it. They're giving it to the world, and they're not having the flipping excuses.
Not
yes.
giving their big booty to the world, that is.
What the hell? What are we talking about?
So I know, I mean, for people who know you, you obviously call people on their crap. So when you're with certain clients, like, I mean, how do you approach that? Because some people are sensitive, you
Yeah.
know, and you have to navigate that, you know, tread
Right.
lightly.
Well, how do I approach it? Fantastic, fantastic question. So people that are listening to me right now aren't scared of me. I go
Great being.
to where, right. I go to where the client needs me. If they've been making an excuse for 6 months, it needs to be hard. I need to say, you know what? I love anybody that knows me. I love to pull out calculators, 1932 calculator, and say, look, you've probably lost 100K because of this excuse. When are we going to work on that? If someone is an SOB, then if someone's an SOB and their excuse, over excuse, I may be a little harsher, but I have to. People are paying me to answer their questions.
Yeah.
They're not paying me to be either their best friend, which most of my clients I am friends with. So, you know, maybe people like that, but they're paying for honesty. If someone comes up and asks you a marketing question, you cannot lie just to make them feel better. If they say, I don't want to be, I don't know, in this commercial, or I don't want someone to see my picture, just that. And you say, oh, but they need to see your picture. You are a person, you are an expert giving an answer. You have to call them on their butts.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I want to go back to something that you said, you know, when you have mentioned the first scenario before you talked about the SOB. So,
Yeah.
you said you might have lost, you know, 100K based on this excuse. But I noticed that you didn't ask a close-ended question. You said, when are we going to fix this? And I think that's key, because it's not, are we going to? Because that just leads to procrastination and more excuses.
Yes. Yes.
But I think, that open-ended question and get them thinking and make a commitment, I think is huge.
Yeah. There are times when, you know, I know we've hit on comfort zone, and I know everybody in the entire world listening right now is thinking, yes, we've heard about comfort zone, but I'm telling you, those big butts keep you there. They keep you there, and you miss 100K, you miss 1 million, you miss 10 million, you miss that money and that lifestyle that you're dying to have.
And the impact that you could make. Like, if you're not being seen, people can't hear your message, and you might be the one person that they need to hear it from.
Oh man, I gave a presentation. There was hardly anybody there. And 1 year later, someone that I didn't even know was in the audience. I didn't know the person other than, hello, my name's Catherine, that type of deal. And she literally called me, found me, and said, you changed my life that day.
Oh, wow.
I had no idea. And I remember saying, what did I say? Because I want to say whatever that was 1,000 more times. I said, you are worth fighting for. Well, you know, I'm stealing that probably from other people, other researchers, whatever. People say that, but I was in that place and I said it.
Yep. And she needed it.
She needed it, and she grew a business in 1 year. She got really healthy in 1 year, and she dumped an idiot and found a new one in 1 year.
A new idiot or a better person?
Right. She found a better person in 1 year. So in 1 year, by hearing that,
Wow.
so be where you need to be, and that is out in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of marketer are you going to be if we can't find you?
This is true. And it's funny. I have a client, we've been working with this client for a couple months now. And it's funny because I think one reason why you and I get along so well is because we do call people on their crap. And, this person was like, I can't, um, you know, share my photos and I don't want to do stories, on Facebook or Instagram and all this stuff. But then we were going over the website and the website was, I can do this, I can do that, I'll do this, I have this expertise. And I flat out said to this client, they don't care. They want to know how you can solve their problem. First, you have to identify the problem, then you have to say what the solution is. They don't care like that you have this, you have that. And I said, it's really interesting because you make the site about you, but you won't be seen on social. Like that doesn't align. So I called this person on their stuff and there's a trust factor there. Like you and I establish ourselves as professionals, like experts in our field. And when we own that confidence and don't have big butts ourselves, I think it's more likely for our clients to follow our lead and, to tone it down with the excuses and get moving and do what they need to do.
Exactly. And you know what else we need to add? When we call people out on their beep, they will call it back.
Yes, indeed.
Because, when we're talking about me maybe pushing someone or pressuring someone in a spot they really don't want to go, they're going to flip back because they get tired of me. And I have to be able to handle that.
Yes.
Yes. Like if they say, if we're talking about posting or something, I didn't see a post from you yesterday. Okay, then. Well, we're
that's so true. Oh boy, are you preaching to me right now?
It's like, because sometimes the consultants, we can be a pain in the butt, because we are saying things you don't want to hear, but I have to be able to hear it back at me. And I'm sure you have to be able to hear marketing, whatever. If you're the marketing guru, why not this? But it's okay because I'm the first one to take a pen and pop the big butt and be done with it.
I just got a horrible visual of like someone flying
yes.
around.
Yes, like a balloon. It blows away. And it's okay. It's okay. Call me out, and then we work because now we're having communication. And even like that communication that may have a little bit of energy to it, it's way better than no communication because you know what? That energy makes the butts go away.
And there's a level of respect there.
Yeah. Yes.
I think it really helps the relationship.
Absolutely. And I swear it grows every time. The relationship grows every time. The butt gets so flat.
In this case, a flat is a good thing.
Flat butt's a good thing.
Oh my. So what other ideas do you have for our listeners to kind of get rid of excuses?
Well, I think if we get really honest, okay, are you motivated or are you not? Because if you're using the butt, you are not a motivated person. And then I'm going to back that up and be the meanest person you've ever heard on a podcast. If you're not a motivated business person, get the hell out of our way.
Because there are people who are motivated.
There are people that are willing to do like what you just said, have your picture, have your whatever. There are people out there willing, and the business community and the world needs productive people.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to be tough and rough today and just say, get out of our way if you want the big butts. And it means you are not motivated. Because the people, Casey, the people that are motivated through fear, they keep going. I mean, I have people that throw up before a meeting because they are so nervous.
Wow.
They still go into that meeting and they still talk their bullet points or whatever. That is brave as hell, and they are not the people with the big butts.
Yeah.
So
That's so true.
look inside. If you are making excuses, you are not motivated.
And I think to piggyback on, looking inside, you really have to look at where your energy comes from. Like me, I get so energized by like strategy and coming up with ideas and being able to like foresee something and then saying, okay, we're going to do XYZ to make that happen. But if I'm sitting there doing it, like I don't get as energetic. Yes, like responsibility is one of my strengths. So I'm going to do it if it needs to get done. However, I would much rather delegate it to someone else. So, I mean, know what energizes you and it'll help prevent excuses. Like when you can offload things to other people because you don't like to do it or you're not good at it or whatever, you can offload it. But I think we all get to, well, I shouldn't say get to a point, but start at a point in our business. Well, we don't have that luxury. We have to do everything ourselves.
Agreed. Like people that just start out, I can't say, well, can't you just go hire that person?
Right.
I mean, every client I get to that point where I'm like, okay, if you don't like filing paperwork or whatever, can't we hire someone?
Yeah.
I've even said, can't we bribe your teenagers? Can't we do something that gets you out of that so you're doing this?
You're better than me. I'd be like, can't we threaten your kids? Like they can't go outside until they file this. I also don't have kids, so I can.
Right. Right. Quickly you'll learn no, you can't. Bribing works. I've got money. What can we do about this?
Make it rain.
Yes, whatever it takes to keep you in that motivated, push forward type of mentality. And I'm also going to say where you start with your big bets, where you start, if you progress, eventually, like those big butts don't even come out of your mouth anymore.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm trying to think. Like, I have people that come to me because they need to do public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
They're petrified. Great. We work on it. By the time the 6 months or whatever the contract is, a year, they are dying to do public speaking.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't even think to say, oh, I'm not going to do that club or I'm not going to talk to that organization because they're so enormous or whatever. No, they're dying to. So where you start with your big butts, if you hire a professional, you won't end up with the big butts. So
very true. It'll be toned and fit.
So sexy. So sexy.
Yes, indeed. Speaking of sexy.
Yeah.
So it is so sexy when someone walks in to like, let's say a meeting or something, even if they threw up before it.
Yeah.
But it is so sexy when somebody walks in and they do the damn thing. And it's like, mic drop. So
Yes.
with that being said, stay tuned for our next episode of Drop the Mic. It's episode 10 of Wits and Brains with Catherine and Casey.